Hello, second graders and third graders. So, this week, we are going to travel to another country and we are going to travel to Italy. And in Italy, the artist we're going to look at is Leonardo da Vinci. And so it's the same name as our fish. Um, again, if you look at today's virtual art room and go to the gallery, the Mona Lisa will be in there. And if you click on the Mona Lisa, it will take you to our Maddie and Dada video about Leonardo da Vinci and the Mona Lisa painting. And Mona Lisa herself makes a little appearance for a tiny segment at the beginning. So I think that's pretty cool. So you can do that if you would like to. But we are going to watch this video today, and then we will move on to your project for today. And I'm excited for the project because it's not a drawing with me video. It's something that you have to think in your head a little bit about what you're going to do for it. And then you have two options on how you're going to make it or draw it. So let's watch this video first. I think it's pretty interesting, and then we will move on to this Bitmoji.
We are going to learn about one of the most famous works of art in all of history. Here it is. What is this painting called? The Mona Lisa. This video is all about the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa is a painting from the Renaissance period in Italy. The Renaissance period was an amazing time for the arts, science, and culture in Europe. It was painted by someone you may have heard of. His name was Leonardo da Vinci. Here is a portrait that Leonardo da Vinci made of himself. Leonardo da Vinci was an incredible inventor, scientist, and artist. He kind of did it all. He was like the Renaissance champion. Hey, look at this. Here is a statue of Leonardo da Vinci. He painted the Mona Lisa sometime in the early 1500s. That was a long time ago. Alright, so this guy, Leonardo da Vinci, painted this amazing work of art, the Mona Lisa, and it happened during a special time known as the Renaissance. Now, you may have guessed this, but the Mona Lisa is a portrait of a real person. Her name was Lisa del Giocondo. Her husband commissioned the painting. Leonardo da Vinci never got paid for the Mona Lisa and didn't finish the painting until years later when he was living in France. It has remained in France since then, and today is owned by the country of France. So the Mona Lisa will never be sold and remains one of the greatest art treasures in the world. Ready for some wonderful news? You can go see the Mona Lisa. That's right. It is kept in a museum called Le Louvre. Can you say that? It's French. It's a little tricky. Le Louvre. It now has its own room, and they make sure it stays safe. You see, something happened to the Mona Lisa back in 1911. That was over 100 years ago. Someone who worked at the museum at Le Louvre stole the Mona Lisa. Stole it. He took the Mona Lisa, hid it in his coat, and left. People were outraged. Here is a picture of what the wall looked like without the Mona Lisa. The wall is so sad with that gap. Oh my goodness. Thankfully, the thief was caught, and after 2 years of being missing, the Mona Lisa was back at Le Louvre. Everyone was so excited that the Mona Lisa was back, and that made the Mona Lisa even more famous. There is so much about this painting to love. One thing that people often notice about the Mona Lisa is that smile of hers. She looks happy. It's just a shame that Lisa del Giocondo never saw what the painting finally looked like. She probably would have liked it. We want to share one more fact about Leonardo da Vinci's masterpiece. Did you know the Mona Lisa was painted on a wooden panel? That's right, a wooden panel. That means the thief was hiding a panel of wood in his coat. The Mona Lisa, probably the most famous painting in history, was painted on a wooden panel. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Look at that wooden panel. It's nice, but it isn't the Mona Lisa. Let's be honest, okay? It's not the Mona Lisa. Special thanks to our patrons who make these fun learning videos.
So if we go back to the Mona Lisa, if you look at this little piece right here, I've seen the Mona Lisa and I've been to the Louvre, and let's go back here real quick to the Louvre. Where was it? So I've been here, and when you walk into this big glass pyramid, and then you walk down a spiral staircase down underneath the ground, and then underneath all of this ground that these people are walking on is the museum. And then the museum even goes up into these buildings that are around the Louvre pyramids. So that's pretty cool. But if we look at the Mona Lisa, you can see this little line right here up at the top. And that is where the wood started splitting away from each other. And so the people who are taking care of the paintings at the Louvre are having to make sure that the wood doesn't separate from each other a whole bunch. And so I thought that was pretty interesting. And then also, and when you're in person in front of it, you can really see it. And also, after it was stolen, they had to put it behind glass after another incident because somebody took, I think it was rocks, and they threw it at the painting right here, and that's what this spot is. And so because somebody did that to the painting, there's like bulletproof glass that's in front of it now. And so when you go to see it, it's right in front of the painting. And then there's ropes in front of the painting too. So you can't get really close to it. So I thought that was pretty interesting. All right. So for your project this week, you are going to be creating your own invention. So Leonardo da Vinci had a lot of inventions that he created over the years. And behind my Bitmoji on the background, this is one of his inventions that was in his book. So my Bitmoji is saying, you chose Italy. Behind me is Leonardo da Vinci's sketches for one of his many inventions. Your project is to create your own new invention. Either draw or build it, and then add a picture to the seesaw activity. And then here are some inventions made by kids that actually turned into products. So if we exit, and I can make this a little bit bigger so we can look at it. Um, well, that didn't help with that in front of it. But this one, it looks like it takes the peel off of a potato or an egg. So it's like a contraption that goes on top of it. And then this one is a little hook that goes down into the Pringles can to scoop up the Pringles and get all of the Pringles. And then the last one is like these big leaves that you put on a tree when it gets to fall and autumn um, time. And then it collects all of the leaves so that when the leaves fall off the tree, they go into there, and then you can easily bag them up from there instead of them going all over your yard and having to rake them. So, very interesting. So, I want you guys to go and get to creating your inventions and then leave a picture on Seesaw. Remember, you're putting a picture, and then if you want to do the optional voice recording or the video, you can do that as well. There's a little spot for your video if you choose to do that. But you're doing definitely making an invention, and you can either draw or build it. Okay? And then add the picture. Have fun creating. Bye.